Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm coming to you with my entire Louis Vuitton collection. This is going to be a collection of my accessories, SLGs or small leather goods, as well as my handbags and travel bags. So yeah, I'm not going to go through a lot of detail on each one of these, but I will just show you the item and tell you a little bit about it. So the first thing I'm going to get started with is this beautiful LV leopard shawl. I think it's actually called the Leopard Stole, and I have it in the brown color, which I think was the original color. This is the Steven Sprouse edition that has the Louis Vuitton, if I can find it, here it is, the Louis Vuitton inscript here. And yeah, I absolutely love this. This is something I've had for many years. I'm such a scarf person. I'm always cold, especially in the winter, fall and winter, and I love to just throw this on. Not with what I'm wearing today because I happen to have a leopard sweater that actually matches quite well. But yeah, I love to throw this on in pretty much over anything, and I like wearing it with big chunky sweaters in the fall and winter, and in lieu of a jacket often, just to kind of keep my neck warm. So love, love, love this shawl, and something I will never part with. Next, I'll get into some SLGs. The first one I have is this beautiful round coin purse. I picked this up in New York City on a trip, a meetup that I did there, and I absolutely love this little guy. She is made in France, and I typically use this to hold coins. I just cleaned it out recently, but I carried it around in most of my medium to large size handbags just so I have somewhere to throw coins in. Sometimes I'll put earbuds in here or just miscellaneous small items when I want to just not carry too much with me, but this is a really great little bag for keeping things organized. Next up, I have my Cles. This was one of my first Louis Vuitton purchases. I purchased this along with my first handbag from Louis Vuitton, which was my first ever luxury bag that I'll show you in a minute. But this little guy is something that goes with me literally everywhere. This is definitely my most used Louis Vuitton item. It carries my keys on the outside, on the key holder, and then I've got some credit cards and my license and things on the inside. So I use this in lieu of a wallet, and it fits in all of my handbags. And sometimes if I'm carrying a different card holder or a wallet, I will just put my keys, as is meant for this little pouch. I'll put my keys inside the pouch and just use it so they don't sort of scratch up my bag. But I'm not too kind of fussy about throwing my keys in my bag, so I typically just use this more as a card holder. Next up is something that hasn't gotten used at all this year. This is my Louis Vuitton passport holder, and as you can see, it holds your passport on one side, credit cards on the other side. Got this a few years ago. It came with me to Amsterdam, to Ireland, and to France, and I cannot wait to be taking it more places as soon as I'm able to travel again, but absolutely love this little piece. Next up is my mini pochette, and I should have mentioned that all of these items are in monogram, and everything I've showed you so far has been made in France. This little item is also made in France, I believe, if I'm not, yes. Here is the little place that it's stamped on the outside. You can see this is very well loved. This is an item that I like to use as sort of a junk drawer inside my purses to kind of hold all my cosmetics and aspirin and any kind of miscellaneous things I need to take with me. You could also use this as a little mini bag, as a wristlet. It does detach on one side, and you can attach it, like I said, as a wristlet. Attach this on one side, kind of stick it around your wrist and just hold it like so. And it's a really, really cute little guy. And I've seen people actually use this as a belt bag, which I think is a great idea because you can kind of get a chain that fits around your belt and use it that way. And I think that's a really clever idea since I'm not really looking to spend a lot of money on a trendy piece like a belt bag, but I think this would work really great for that. Next up, I have my most used Louis Vuitton bag, which is an SLG. It is my Pochette accessoire. I got this many years ago. You can see it's very well loved. This piece is made in Spain, and right now I have the 12mm Louis Vuitton adjustable strap on her that I use to wear it as a crossbody. That is how I typically use this bag right now. I have used it just with the shorter strap that it comes with as just a shoulder bag quite a bit in years past. I've also used it just as a pouch inside of my other handbags, but I love using it just as a crossbody bag, and I love that it's so small. You can stick it inside of a larger bag or a tote and take it with you when you know you want to be hands-free and you want to kind of leave some things in the car or whatnot. So So yeah, I use this a variety of ways, but definitely this is the most used handbag in my collection. Next, I have my cosmetics pouch in the PM or small size, and I do have a few things in here. I typically keep this stuffed with some of the items I might need to carry with me for the day, larger items when I use a larger handbag. So I've got some floss in there, I've got my little compact mirror from Chanel, I've got a nail file and a nail buffer and a few other miscellaneous things from the last time I used it, but love this piece. I do think that you have to use kind of a medium to large handbag to fit this in if you're going to use it on an everyday basis, but I like to use it on occasion when I'm not using my mini pochette or I need to take more things and I'm carrying a larger bag. And sometimes I'll just put this inside of like a tote bag if I'm going to work and I want to carry some cosmetics and things like that. So yeah, this is another really great kind of versatile piece that goes with me on a lot of trips, on vacation, and as well as just being used every day. So absolutely love this. And I love that piece so much that I actually have it in the GM size as well. Both of these, by the way, are made in France, which I'm not sure exactly where it says that, but I know that they are. This one has, oh, there it is inside. This one has a wipeable lining that is a little dirty right now from the last time I used it. But this is something that came with me recently as I was traveling by car. It's a great travel bag for cosmetics when you don't want to take, you know, too many bags and you want something that is pretty compact to fit inside of your luggage. This is a great piece for that. Or if you're someone who likes to carry more cosmetics and things with you or just use it as a junk drawer, you could certainly use this just as your everyday pouch inside of your larger bags. So really enjoy this piece. Again, something that's very versatile. I've used it so many different ways and I highly recommend it. Next up, I have my Nice Mini. This is the newest piece in my collection from Louis Vuitton, and I currently have this stuffed with just a ton of cosmetics from my last trip. As you can see, I've got some perfume in there and some miscellaneous cosmetics. I love to keep my makeup or enough makeup to get me through any type of a trip, just ready inside of a bag so that I'm not sort of fussing around at the last minute trying to think of what I need. So I do have quite a few things in here in travel sizes, but yeah, I love this. She is super cute and she is the small sister to the next bag I'm going to show you. Next SLG I have is my Nice BB, and this was the first Nice that I purchased. I absolutely love this piece. This is one of my favorite pieces in my Louis Vuitton collection. It is so just reminiscent of old school train case days for traveling. I like to use it to carry all of my, there's a lot of stuff in there right now, but I like to use it to carry all of my travel essentials, and I do keep this stuffed as well, so I'm not fussing around at the last minute. I should have mentioned that this piece is made in France, but the previous one, my Nice Mini, is made in Italy. They're both absolutely gorgeous, and people have asked me, do I intend to get the Nice Nano, and I'm thinking about it. I do want to see it, touch it, feel it, and decide whether I need to have all three because it is quite small. I'm not sure how I will use it, but if anyone has it out there and can give me some recommendations, whether you think I should buy it or not and why, please leave that in the comments below. And now is the portion of the video where things are going to start disappearing off of the shelf, so I'm going to jump into some bags. The first one I have here to show you is my Louis Vuitton Ellipse PM, and I purchased this off of a Japanese seller on eBay, and she was in absolutely beautiful condition. This is a vintage bag, but the leather on this was just lovely. I love the patina, sort of the honey color there, and this bag is actually such a great functional bag. I'm not one to use bags with zippers very often, but this zipper is so smooth. I did put some Vaseline on it when I got it because it was a little bit stiff, but it's now working like a charm. And she does have her lock, which I keep inside that little back pocket there, and I just have her dust bag inside. But this is a great bag. It has a great drop on the handle, so if you want to use it as I do, kind of on the crook of your arm, it's really comfortable that way. And I just think there's something so super unique about this bag. People have asked if you can carry it with a strap. You can. It's got the same little loops here that the Almas do, so you can attach a strap and wear it either as a long shoulder bag or a crossbody, but I just love the look of it as a handheld. I've always been a handbag lover, and this one is no exception. She's so unique and so beautiful, and something that I am so thrilled to have found in such beautiful condition for my collection. My next vintage bag from Louis Vuitton is this beautiful Alma PM, also purchased off of the same Japanese seller. It's actually called Reclo. I will leave their information down below for anyone who's interested, but I had such a great experience. This was actually the first one I bought, and then I bought the Ellipse, but I had such a great experience buying this. It was listed in, I think, B condition, but you could see that, you know, the bottom really didn't have any flaws or anything super noticeable. She is made in France. I should have mentioned both of these bags are made in France. And yeah, she's just a really beautiful, beautiful bag. I think this is the most beautiful bag that Louis Vuitton makes. And I have talked about before that I was really kind of disappointed in myself for selling my Alma, my brand new Alma that I had purchased. But I did have previously a vintage model that I just loved so much that I decided to trade a newer one for an older one, and was able to use you know, the extra funds for something else. But this is just such a beautiful bag. It's got you can see the back pocket in there. The one pocket, that was actually the kind of time frame I was looking for to purchase one that was made in the 90s that had that back pocket, and she has no stains on the inside. Someone took super good care of this bag. There's no odors, nothing, and it came with the original vintage dust bag as well, which it's just, like I said, my favorite bag that Louis Vuitton makes, and I'm so happy to have one back in my life. This is my Alma PM. Next up is my first ever luxury purchase, of course, my Speedy 30 in the monogram print. I should mention that all of my bags, everything I'm showing you, is in the monogram print because that is just my favorite of the Louis Vuitton prints, especially as they get older and start to patina. I just think they are absolutely gorgeous. This bag was actually made in the USA. It is the old school style that has the pocket that does not have a zipper inside. I do have her lock and key intact, and she's just a stunning bag. I have not been carrying her as much as I did when I first got her, but she is definitely a beauty, and again, one of my favorite sort of style bags that Louis Vuitton makes, and never leaving my collection. And we're down to my last two bags that are both travel pieces, at least for me. The first one is my Neverfull in the GM size, and you can see I have a little tag on this that I got from my SA, was my initial there. This bag was also made in the USA. She is gorgeous. I bought this brand new at the Louis Vuitton store, and I could not be happier with the size of this, especially for travel. I have it stuffed with a Samorga organizer, as you can see in there. She's in really great shape, and I have to say this bag holds up to so much. I have been in, you know, through the airports, into other countries, having this bag on a plane, under the seat in front of me, just kind of anywhere and everywhere, and she does not show any signs of wear. It's absolutely crazy. I've had other Neverfulls in the MM size that I sold quite a while ago. I was using them at one time for work bags, and they kind of came with me everywhere, and they were, again, really hard wearing. People ask why anyone should spend so much money on a canvas bag from Louis Vuitton, and my answer is that the canvas bags are the most durable thing that you will have for a lifetime. And the last piece in my collection is this beauty. This is my Keepall in the size 45 with the bandolier strap. This is an absolutely gorgeous bag. I got it hot stamped with my initials. I use this bag also for travel, sometimes as my second sort of carry-on bag, and sometimes just when I'm traveling somewhere in the car and I want to take, we are going to the mountains soon, and I'm going to be taking this as well as my Neverfull for just a long weekend, and I typically will use, in that case, this bag to carry all of my clothing and my Neverfull for my toiletries and things like that. So it's a beautiful little little matching set that I have for travel, and I absolutely love this bag. So that is everything I have in my collection from Louis Vuitton at this time. I thought I would also talk about some of the things I sold this year, as well as some of the things that are still on my wish list. So the only bag that I sold this year, as you may have noticed, was my Pochette NM, and that is a bag that has served me well for many years, and I decided to part ways with it after actually getting my Celine box bag back there, because when I'm looking for kind of a crossbody handbag about that size, that is the one I typically reach for, and my Pochette NM was a little bit fussier to get in and out of, and I never really loved the strap on it. I have to be honest, it never softened up. It was a canvas strap. The bag was very hard wearing, again with the Louis Vuitton canvas, but yeah, that strap just was not doing me well. I just started to see some glazing issues, and I know about all the problems people have had with the bag, so I decided to sell it while I could for a great price. I was able to get my money back from what I paid for it, so I was happy with that. And she is a little bit missed, but I think that she is going to a good home, and will get lots and lots of years of wear beyond me, so really happy about that. In terms of other things I've sold, I sold a couple of scarves also this year from Louis Vuitton, my monogram black scarf and my denim shawl. Both of those were just things that I wasn't using, and I had to be real with myself and decide if I was ever going to really use them, or if they were just going to sit there and look beautiful. And to be honest, if I were going to keep one, it would definitely have been the denim shawl, but I just didn't find myself wearing it, and it did have some kind of runs in it, because we all know they are prone to pulling. So yeah, I ended up parting ways with those, so no regrets on any of that. I do still have a little bit of regret about selling my Alma last year, so at some point I may add a new Alma back into my collection, but for now I'm really happy with the vintage model that I have, and it's just a beautiful bag, and so I'm happy to carry that one. And a few things that are still on my wish list. I would love to get a bucket bag, I guess the vintage smaller size bucket bag. I think it's the 23, I'm not even positive, but the bucket bag, small shoulder bag, that is on my wish list, vintage, and I have been looking around quite a bit for that. I've seen a few of them come up on Fashion File, but none were exactly perfect. So I am hoping to find one in really good condition. I did see one at a consignment store last year, and I thought about buying it, and I remember it was $600, and I wasn't sure whether that was a good price or not, and as it turned out, that would have been a great price for something that was in such amazing condition, but it was gone by the time I had gone back, so I lost out on that one, but that remains a wish list item for me. I would also love to get the Toiletry 19. I've been talking about that for years, and it's just never available on the website, and I know it's hard to get your hands on even in store, so that remains on my wish list. Possibly the Nice Nano. Need to definitely check that one out in person before I make any decisions. And I think that might be all for right now with Louis Vuitton. I think those are the things that I can think of that are kind of high up there, at least for the near future. In terms of the further down the road future, I would love to have a Louis Vuitton rolling suitcase. That is definitely something that I would think about for later, and I would love to have a Louis Vuitton trunk in my house, vintage trunk in my house, which I know they are so crazy expensive, but I'm on Pinterest constantly finding pictures of vintage Louis Vuitton pieces, and I've got so many pictures of beautiful vintage trunks and hat boxes and just gorgeous travel pieces that I would just love to have in a room somewhere where I could just admire them with all of my bags. So yeah, that's what's on my wish list. So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you missed my last video, I just did my Chanel collection as well, so I will leave a link to that down below. And thank you all for watching. I will see you soon in my next one, and have a great day. Bye.